Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today, I want to talk to you about a very important topic, the U.S. support for Israel and the domestic challenges facing the new House Speaker Mike Johnson. As you may know, Israel is facing a constant threat from Hamas, a terrorist group backed by Iran that wants to wipe out the Jewish state. Israel has been defending itself with its Iron Dome missile defense system, but it needs more help from its allies, especially the U.S. That's why the House of Representatives, led by Speaker Mike Johnson, is planning to pass a $14.5 billion support bill for Israel, which is slightly more than what the White House has requested. This bill will provide Israel with more military aid, intelligence sharing, and diplomatic support. But there's a catch. Unlike the previous administrations that just printed money to fund foreign aid, Speaker Johnson wants to make sure that every dollar spent on Israel is offset by a cut elsewhere in the budget. He says this is a responsible way to show our commitment to Israel without adding more debt to our already staggering $33.6 trillion. This is not an easy task, as you can imagine. There are many competing interests and priorities in Congress, and not everyone agrees on where to cut spending. Some Republicans are more isolationist and don't want to get involved in foreign conflicts. Some Democrats are more critical of Israel and want to condition aid on human rights issues. Speaker Johnson says he understands these concerns, but he also believes that America has a moral obligation to stand with Israel, the only democracy in the Middle East and our closest ally in the region. He says he has met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who told him that Israel's survival depends on America's support. He also says that America's security depends on Israel's security, because if Israel falls, the whole region will be destabilized and Iran will have a free hand to pursue its nuclear ambitions and sponsor more terrorism around the world. Speaker Johnson says he hopes that the U.S. will not have to send troops to help Israel, but he also warns that the Biden administration cannot act unilaterally without consulting Congress. He says that the Founding Fathers gave Congress the power to declare war, not the executive branch, because they wanted a multitude of wise counsel in such matters. He says he respects President Biden and his staff, but he also reminds them that they have limited authority to respond militarily without congressional approval. Speaker Johnson says he is confident that he can rally enough support for the Israel bill in the House, but he also admits that he faces many other challenges at home. He says that the Biden administration's policies have hurt the economy and caused inflation, unemployment, and a potential housing bubble. He says that during the Trump administration, America had the greatest economy in the history of the world, thanks to tax cuts, deregulation, and energy independence. He says that we can achieve that again, but we have to do almost exactly the opposite of what the Biden administration is doing. He says that he is trying to urge his Democratic colleagues to take a look at the basic facts and work together to find common ground and solutions for the American people. He says that he knows that his job as Speaker is not easy, and that he cannot please everyone in his caucus. He says that he follows the advice of former President Ronald Reagan, who said that it is better to get 80% of what you want than to go over the cliff with the flag waving. He says that he is optimistic about America's future because he believes that God is not done with America yet. He says that we are in very desperate times, but we are also a resilient nation with a strong spirit and a great destiny. He says that he asks for your prayers and your support as he leads the House of Representatives in this critical moment in history. Thank you for watching this video.